Hello friends and enemies, welcome to or back to Happy For Now. It's me, Isabel, here with my August wrap up. So instead of a high, lows, all that stuff, we're gonna do stats and everything I read because being sick for a week really put a dent in my reading because your girl did not leave the bed for 3 days, 3+ days, 4 days. It was a lot. I was in the bed a lot, okay? It's fine. We're better now. And that is the win. Get your vaccines, please and thank you. First things first, let's just talk about the stats for the month of August. I really am hoping we see a sharp increase in September on, because I feel like I've talked about it some. I feel like I've talked about it in every video. Summer is ending. I feel like I hit my stride for reading again in the fall. I feel like spring to the beginning of summer and then I slump a little and then I hit my stride because I only read 7 books in August, which totaled 3,268 pages, an average rating of 3.7. I listened to 10 hours of audiobooks almost. I read 2 titles from KU, and then as far as our age demographics go, all 7 titles were adult books. And then for format, I read 4 ebooks and 3 audiobooks. Yeah. And 1 was a reread. So we're going to gloss through my reread real quick because I don't want to talk about it extensively here. There's a whole live show about it. I reread A Court of Silver Flames. Is that right? I don't know, whatever the last ACOTAR book is. For the lives, for the Mouse Effect read along. I think this one stands out for me still as being one of the better books in this series overall, especially as a reread. These are definitely like an old time capsule of something I read a long time ago, and revisiting them has been fascinating to say the least. They're fine. They're not as terrible as people say they are, and I don't feel like they're as good as people say they are. That's kind of where I'm falling the more I revisit. But that's kind of all I have to say about that one. I don't have a ton to talk about. I think that it's been fascinating for sure to revisit these things that I read 4+ years ago now. And I mean other series by her much longer than that. So then I read Snapdragons by January Rain. This was an author attending an event I'm going to, and I was curious about this book. It was a really weird try chapter, and the book was something, I don't know. I think I gave it a 2.5 if we're gonna give ratings. It is a gargoyle, ghost, shifter, alligator shifter, vampire hero who's been like injected with a thing, and she suffered from like massive abuse and is like healing from that, and he sees her and realizes she's his mate or is obsessed with her. There's a whole vlog where I finished my currently reading shelf, and this book was on my currently reading shelf. I recommend watching that if you're curious. I had a time. Was it a good time? No, I don't think it was. And it was so banana pants for an under 300 page book. I don't think I can give you enough of the plot to like tell you what happens. All I got is it is wild, it is weird. He also has like a weird jellyfish dick situation happening. Didn't love that. Overall, I feel like I read this book and went, huh? The whole time. And then I really just probably should have DNF'd it, and I didn't because I had to know. So sometimes curiosity gets the best of you, and that's where you end up. Then I read Zom Rom-Com by Olivia Dade, and I loved this. This is like a 4.5. This is a freaking delightful book, okay? I really loved Olivia Dade writing a power couple, a couple battling it out together, and navigating this was really fun. They're navigating a zombie attack in the area they live in and getting through it together, and it turns out he is a vampire, and it's so fun. It was just, I laughed out loud, I had a good time the entire book, and it was very, very sexy. So it was just a good time at the end of the day, and it was really fun to read a book from Olivia where she was writing a battle couple, because she's not really done that. A lot of her books include more internal conflicts as to why they can't be together, and really the only thing keeping Edie and Max apart is the zombies. Also great reveals around like a lot of other kinds of magical beings. So like it wasn't just like an insular paranormal world, it was like a kind of everything exists here, and I really enjoy that when that happens. Then I read Dirty Pucker by Sarah Smith. This was another 3. This was like absolutely the most mediocre hockey book I've ever read in my life. I got the audiobook on Libro FM as an ARC, and I was like, oh, it's something neutral I can listen to. I'm kind of feeling, you'll see, I'm feeling books that feel familiar right now in a way because I'm just very stressed out. Or I was very stressed out. I'm less stressed now. There's just a lot going on. I needed books that just felt very same. Like the same as other things I've read. Not a lot happening here. But this felt the same and the worse. Again, another one I should have DNF'd. I did not because it was counting for the bonus prompt for Cordy's hardest reading challenge ever. So I was like, okay, we're going to get through this. And it wasn't that long. So I did get through it. Painfully so, again in that same vlog that I already talked about. And I think that at the end of the day for me, this one It's just, this author's not for me. They are too horny for each other at the beginning of this book. The sweet caretaking moments that happened towards the end of the book were great, and I liked them, and I liked them as a couple more at the end. But I'm not going to take that journey with this author again. They're just not for me at the end of the day. Next, we have Trials of Conviction by T.A. White. This is the last book in the Firebird Chronicles that is available right now. I missed the live show, so I was behind on finishing the book because of things. And I had so much fun with this. I thought this was a really solid spot to end. I could see myself, depending on when the next book comes out, rereading all of this series in one go to prep for it, because I really did just have a fun time. It was truly that, like, it is a good time. This is a great sci-fi romance where I would say the romance is center enough that, like, romance readers will be happy, and I feel like sci-fi readers also would enjoy it. Never not going to be recommending this one. I'm so glad I read it with my friend group. Then we have the series I'm kind of marathoning right now unintentionally, and that is The Vancouver Storm by Stephanie Archer. So I read Behind the Net, which is a book a lot of people I know have DNF'd or didn't love. And I don't disagree. I had fun. It was like a 3.5. Much better than the other hockey book I read, which I think helped. It is a goalie, which I love. But she's like an aspiring pop star sort of situation. / musician, which is fine. I just don't really like reading a ton of musician books. I know I have one on my TBR and I'm going to read it. But like, I'm very hit and miss with that. So yeah, that was like fine. I liked them overall as a couple. I thought they were sweet and cute together. But more than that, I enjoyed the glimpses we got of the future couple, which is book 2, The Fake Out, where they fake date because her ex gets traded to the team and he's a piece of shit. Oh my god, he was terrible, y'all. And that is the best friend of the goalie in book 1 and the sister of the girlfriend in book 1. So like, I love that. Like, I love when we get those peaks, right? So I blew through Behind the Net kind of unintentionally, even though I didn't like love it. It was just very readable. I found Stephanie Archer's like no third act breakups and good conflict still really worked for me right now. Again, they feel familiar without feeling samey to me in the amount of hockey books I've read. So that was a perk. And then I was like, by last night, I was 80% through The Wingman. That'll go in September's wrap up, but I think as of this morning, I'm 90% now. And that is book 3, which is a friends to lovers situation where he's teaching her how to date and be a player. Peak. Love it. Love it. But yeah, I'm just like having a good time. So I'm going to finish that series like this month. And I've left it really, really surprised and happy overall. Like I said, I feel like there's a lack of third act breakups, which works for me with how this story is structured. Third act breakups, I think, can be essential to the story. But when an author pulls it off where I'm not like stressed about what the third act is going to be, that's also nice right now. I also think these characters are very fun and likable. They give some, like, their interactions and stuff with each other to me are very similar vibes to the Tegan Hunter hockey books that I love. Similar-ish. I think that's part of why I like it. I feel like the guys, like, their friendships are really great and fun. And the way we've been introducing to each, like, upcoming book couple has been great. Like, The Wingman, we've had a really good introduction to who book 4's couple is. And I'm assuming in Gloves Off, I will get a great introduction to book 5, which is The Coach. And I can't wait. But yeah, I'm really liking this. And I also like how insular they're keeping it. It doesn't feel like I'm following a huge massive team here. It feels like I'm following like kind of more of a friend group that is on a hockey team together. I know it'll feel a little different when we get to The Coach's book probably, but I really like the element. I felt like she's taken tropes that I've read a million times and made them fun and still a good time to read. And I'm just really happy for it. Like I said, it's been a very, very, very stressful few months in my life, and reading something samey and like this has been fantastic. I do hate the lack of diversity in my reading right now. That's not like my ideal or where I like to be, and I will tell you that like flat out. I'm not thrilled, but I'm hoping as my reading picks up through the fall, winter, I will see an increase back to my normal numbers for that and seeing more new to me authors I love. I obviously have strategies in place to adjust appropriately. Like, my whole year numbers are not terrible. I'm very close to my usual 50+%, but I would like to, obviously most months, have more than I've had here. Reading hockey romances can make it hard, and I only have a handful of Black and authors of color who write hockey books for me to read left, and I'm like semi-hoarding them in a weird way. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah. So yeah, I will tell you right now, not thrilled with myself for that, but I'm hoping to see a marked improvement as we move forward in the rest of the year. Let me know how your September reading let me know how your August reading was, and you can leave me a smiley face emoji for my nails in the comments if you made it this far. And I will have links to all these books for you down there, links to my friend anywhere on the internet that I am. I will catch y'all in just a few days in my next video. And yeah, we'll see you then. Bye!
Already packing, come with me. I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be. Life with no distractions, we'll get away. This is what we waited for.